Yes, observing the problem from the given data, it is a three-phase transmission line whose length of the transmission line is 10 kilometers, and the transmission line here it is used to deliver the power at the receiving end side with a magnitude of 5 megawatts. That is, receiving end power PR is equal to 5 into 10 power 6 watts. This much amount of power is to be transferred in the transmission line, and it should be supplied to the load with a receiving end voltage between lines. It is equal to 11 kV, and the power factor of the load on the receiving end side is given as 0.8 power factor lagging. And in the data it is clear that the transmission losses, it is equal to 10% of the demanded power on the receiving end side called PR. And also given that the frequency of the operating line is 50 Hz. And the three conductors of this three-phase, since it is a three-phase system, there are three conductors. Those three conductors are placed at corners of an equilateral triangle. Corners of an equilateral triangle. And the distance between any two conductors in this equilateral triangle is given as 2 meters. Once again I repeat, it is a transmission line whose length is of 10 kilometers line, delivers a power of 5 megawatts with a line voltage of 11 kV, operating with a load having a power factor of 0.8 lagging, and the transmission line losses is considered to be as 10% of the receiving end power with a frequency of 50 Hz. And these three conductors are located at the corners of an equilateral triangle whose side is of 2 meters. Therefore, the distance between any two conductors in this three-phase transmission line is considered to be 2 meters. For this given data, they are expecting us to calculate the value of sending end voltage Vs, which is equal to how much, and also the power factor of the transmission line at the sending end side. So this is about the given data. In this given data, it is clear that the quantities on the receiving end side was given in detail, and they are asking us to find out the quantities on sending end side. So, and also observing the length of the transmission line, it is 10 kilometers length, whose value is less than 80 kilometers. Therefore, this problem comes under the first category of the transmission line called as short transmission line. And also the operating voltage is 11 kV, whose magnitude is less than 20 kV, comes under short transmission line. Now let us solve the problem to get the magnitudes of this Vs and cos phi s. Before getting the magnitudes of Vs and cos phi s, first of all we should have the transmission line constants, which is nothing but impedance of the transmission line. The impedance is nothing but Z, which is equal to R plus J XL. Expansion of this XL is omega L. That is, Z is equal to R plus J omega L. So, to find out any magnitudes, either the sending end voltage or sending end power factor, one should know the transmission line constants. They are of resistance R and inductance L of this transmission line. Then what are the formulas for finding out this resistance and inductance? Because they have not given directly the magnitudes in the problem, first of all we have to calculate this resistance and inductance. So before to find out this resistance and inductance, let me change all the given data to our required format called as meters or wattages per phase values. So coming to here, the length is 10 kilometers, that is 10,000 meters, and the power value is 5 megawatts, 5 into 10 power 6. The line voltage is given as 11 kV. Here the required conversion is to be done, that is the phase voltage is to be calculated. That phase voltage on the receiving end side, whose value is equal to VL by root 3. That is, V receiving end voltage on per phase basis is equal to 11 kV, that is 11,000 by root 3, which is equal to 6350 volts. This much amount of voltage is available per phase. So first of all, we have to convert all the voltage and current quantities into per phase. So after getting this, we know that the current is obtained from the power value. So we know that the power PR is equal to root 3 VLIL cos phi. Otherwise, 3 VR phase IR phase cos phi R. This is the formula for the power. From this, the current in the short transmission line per phase value can be written as 3 phase power divided by 3 into VR phase cos phi R. Substituting the magnitudes, as we know that in a short transmission line, the receiving end current is equal to sending end current. From now onwards, I will keep the simply I phase, which is equal to 3 phase power. The 3 phase power is 5 into 10 power 6 divided by 3 into receiving end voltage per phase. We calculated the receiving end voltage per phase value as 6350 volts. So 6350 per phase voltage multiplied by the power factor. Power factor of the transmission line is given, it is 0.8. Therefore, I substitute here 0.8. On simplifying in the calculator, you will get the magnitude of the current per phase as 328 amperes. And this current is a lagging current, if you observe clearly, because the power factor is a lagging power factor. All these power factors, whatever they have given, is taken into consideration with receiving end voltage taking as reference. We are at an angle 0. Then the current IR will be 328 amperes, which lags to the voltage by an angle of 36.86. Therefore, the current magnitude what we calculated can be written in phasors as magnitude per phase 328 amperes, which lags. Lagging is indicated with negative sign with a power factor of 0.8. If cos phi is equal to 0.8, then the phase angle phi r is equal to cos inverse of 0.8, which is equal to 36.86 degrees. Therefore, this is a current phasor which will be helpful in finding out the magnitude of Vs as well as cos phi s. So after getting the current per phase, our intention is to find out the resistance of the transmission line per phase value. So to find out the resistance, I will use the data called transmission line losses, because the resistance is directly involving in producing the transmission losses. That is why the loss, from the loss data, we can take out the resistance value. Let me calculate the transmission line losses of this entire system, which is equal to 10% of the receiving end power. I mean to say that since it is a 3 phase, I will be considering here as 3 I phase square into resistance per phase. 3 I square R is the total losses in this transmission line, defined in per phase analysis, which is equal to 10%, 10 by 100. It is 10% value. 10% of receiving end power. What is receiving end power? 5 megawatts. Therefore, I will put it here 5 into 10 power 6 wattage. Simplifying here, we get the resistance per phase as 10 by 100 into 5 into 10 power 6 divided by 3 I phase square. I phase square is the magnitude of the current is 328. Thereby, the resistance per phase is equal to 10% of this 5 megawatts divided by 3 into 328 square. Then the resistance per phase is 1.549 ohms. This is per phase value of the resistance, which will be useful for finding out the sending end voltage as a important parameter. In the same lines, I have to get the inductance. What is inductance formula? L from the first unit. We can get the L per phase or L per conductor is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 7. 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of d by r dash, where d is distance between the conductors. Since it is a symmetrically spaced line, how do we know that it is symmetrically spaced line? Because the three conductors are located at the three corners of an equilateral triangle. Then we can say that it is a symmetrically spaced line with a distance d is equal to 2 meters given. Then to find out the inductance constant, we want r dash. What is r dash as per our formula? 0.7788 into radius of the conductor called r. But if you check the given data, the radius of the conductor is not given. Then we have to calculate first of all the radius. Then only we will get the magnitude of inductance L. Then how to get the radius r of the conductor? So the radius of the conductor nothing but the diameter of the conductor. Conductor resistance we have calculated in the first step as 1.549 ohms. From the value of this resistance, we can estimate the magnitude of radius as r is equal to, we can expand that resistance per phase value, r is equal to rho L by A, where rho is specific resistance or resistivity, L is the length of the conductor, A is the cross-sectional area of the conductor. From this cross-sectional area, we can drag out the we can drag out the radius. That radius will be helpful for us in finding out r dash, where we will get L value. This is the sequence steps to find out the inductance. So to find out this inductance, one should know the value of r phase. That r phase what we calculated is let me substitute the values, 1.549, which is equal to rho specific resistance. We are using here hard drawn copper material. Hard drawn copper. For this hard drawn copper, the resistivity or specific resistance value is 1.7774 micro ohms centimeter. This rho value is defined in ohm centimeter. Time being I am writing here the magnitude of this rho. Rho is equal to 1.7774 micro ohms centimeter. Since this resistivity is there in centimeters, the remaining values of the dimensional quantities called the length and area should also be in centimeters. Then what is the length of the line? The length of the line is given as 10 kilometers, should be converted into centimeters. That is rho L value. L value is 10 into 10 power 3. If I write 10 power 3, it becomes into meters. Still I want to convert that meters to centimeters. Then I have to multiply it with 10 power 5. So these many centimeters length divided by cross-sectional area of that conductor. So simplifying in the calculator, we get this cross-sectional area A as area is equal to 1.147. As I told you, since rho is in centimeters, yes, you can observe here, this is in centimeters. Since resistivity is in centimeters and the length is in centimeters, the cross-sectional area of the conductor will be obtained in cm square. Okay, so we have got the cross-sectional area of the conductor. After getting the cross-sectional area of the conductor, we have to calculate the radius. As we know, circular conductors are used here. Then the area of the conductor A is equal to pi r square. Area is equal to pi r square. We are having the formula area A is equal to pi r square. From that we can get the r value as area given in terms of obtained value is 1.147 cm square, which is equal to pi into r square. Therefore r is equal to square root of 1.147 divided by pi, where we will get this radius r in centimeters. The value of this R is 0.6042 centimeters. So we are here calculation of the R value. Since R is known, immediately we can get R dash, whose value is 0.7788 into radius R, 0.6042. This is R dash. Then immediate our step is to find out the inductance per phase. Inductance per phase is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 7. I am substituting directly in the formula. 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of distance 2 meters, as this R dash is in centimeters. Remember that. Therefore, the units whatever we are using here should be in the same units. Since R dash is in centimeters, I'll put this distance between the conductors also in centimeters. 2 meters is nothing but 200 centimeters divided by 0.7788 into 0.6042. Okay, 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of d by R dash. Then simplifying in the calculator, you will get the inductance per phase value as 1.21 into 10 power minus 6 henries per meter. But the length of the transmission line is 10 kilometers length. We got the magnitude of inductance only for 1 meter. Then the entire magnitude of the inductance L is equal to 1.21 into 10 power minus 6 multiplied by 10 kilometers, 10 into 10 power 3, whose value is equal to, inductance for entire 10 kilometers is equal to 1.21 into 10 power minus 2 meters. Sorry, henries. Unit is henries. For how many meters? 10 kilometers line. Okay. Then L is obtained. What we want actually, from the L, multiplication with omega gives us XL, called as reactance. Then let me find out impedance Z, which is equal to R plus J XL. Here XL is to be calculated, which is equal to 2 pi FL, which is equal to XL is equal to 2 pi, frequency is 50 Hz, and L calculated value is 1.21 into 10 power minus 2 henries, that is for 10 kilometers length. Simplifying it, we will get the XL value as 3.8 ohms. Finally, the transmission line constants are obtained with us, that is the resistance value and inductive reactance. Resistance value is 1.549 and inductive reactance XL value is 3.8 ohms. Then the overall impedance in the complex notation can be written as 1.549 plus J XL, 3.8 ohms. Hope all of you understood how to find out the constants. In the previous problem, they have given constants directly. That is, the magnitude of resistance is given directly in the data, as well as the reactance is also given directly in the data. But in this problem, we are expected to calculate from the principles what we have learnt in the unit 1. So it is a problem related to unit 1 and unit 2. So once getting this Z value and the current I phase calculated, we can get the magnitude of Vs. As per the phasor notations, the KVL of this short transmission line is Vs is equal to the receiving end voltage Vr plus the drop in the transmission line. What is the ohmic drop? Current I multiplied by Z. Remember that all these are of phasors. Okay. In a simplified way, we can do it as Vs is equal to Vr. As I told you, calculations all should be done in per phase basis. So magnitudes what we got so far is also per phase. The same per phase values are used here. So the Vr per phase is 6350 volts. Therefore, which is taken as reference, 6350 volts. Since I am telling that it is reference, in the complex notation I can write it as 6350 plus J0. Here you may do a mistake. Instead of taking phase value, because of observing data, which was given in line values, directly you may place 11,000, but you should not do that 11,000. You have to place 11,000 by root 3 value 6350 volts plus J0. This is VR voltage plus the product of the current and impedance. Let me know the value of the current. This is the current. What it is? 328 amperes, which is lagging in nature, minus 36.86 is to be multiplied with the impedance of this transmission line. The impedance of the transmission line just now we calculated. Its value is 1.549 plus J 3.8. 3.8. So simplifying in the calculator, you will get the magnitude of the sending end voltage per phase as Vs is equal to 7535.13 volts. This much amount of per phase voltage you can obtain, which makes an angle of 5.26 degrees with respect to the reference. What is the reference? VR is the reference. This was the reference. With reference, the current is a lagging quantity by an angle of 36.86. With the same reference VR, the Vs is a leading quantity with an angle of 5.26. How do we know that it is leading? Because we got in the magnitude of simplification positive value. Plus indicates leading, minus indicates lagging. So by this time we got the magnitude of Vs. It is our first bit calculation. What is our first bit? This is our first bit. They are estimating us to find out Vs. Up to here we have done up to Vs, but it is phase value. Remember that. We have to convert into line value. So V phase line is equal to sending end side line value Vs line is equal to V phase into root 3. So multiplying it with root 3, we will get the line value, that is equal to 13.05 kV. 13.05 kV. And next we want the phase angle. From the phase angle we can get the power factor. So how to get the phase angle? The phase angle is obtained directly if you observe the angles that what we have obtained. As I told you, the reference was taken here. Let me write here. The reference was considered as VR. This is VR reference. VR. The current IR is equal to IS. Both magnitudes are same, which is a lagging quantity. That is why it was drawn in the fourth quadrant with a magnitude of 36.86 angle. This is current IS. Can also be called as IR. And from the mathematical analysis, the Vs what we got is 5.26 degrees leaded angle. Means with reference to this VR, we can guess that this is a Vs which is leading. That is why drawn in the first quadrant. By what angle it was leaded? 5.26 degrees. Okay. So leading, it was drawn in the first quadrant. Lagging, it was drawn in the fourth quadrant, taking the reference as VR. Then what is phase angle? Phi s. The phase angle phi s, what we know is the angle between Vs and Is. The angle between Vs and Is. What is angle existing between Vs and Is? 36.86 plus 5.26 will become our phi s value. On adding these two, the phi s value is equal to 42.13 degrees. Now you may get a doubt whether this 42.13 degrees is a lagging angle or leading angle. So I want to convey that this current Is is behind to this Vs. Always our reference is anti-clockwise. In anti-clockwise direction, Vs is forward, Is is backward. Since Is is backward to Vs, I can call that angle 42.13 as a lagging angle. Right? Once if you know this phi s phase angle, apply cosine to this cos term, we will get this cos phi s. Okay. So what is cos phi s now? The cos phi s is equal to cos of 42.13 degrees, which is equal to 0.7416 lagging. So with this we completed the problem, that is the calculation of Vs as well as cos phi s. In overall conclusion, if you summarize this problem, it is a three-phase transmission line with three conductors placed at the corners of an equilateral triangle with a side of 2 meters, having a resistance of 1.549 and inductive reactance of 3.8 ohms. Because of this impedance, there creates a drop. Because of this drop, the voltage deviation happens between the sending end side to the receiving end side. Means before transmission, at sending end side, we are injecting a voltage of 13.05 kV line value. As it is that 13.05 is not obtained to the household appliances or the load side. Some of the voltage is dropped and the remaining voltage called 11 kV line value is available at the load side. Okay, with a regulating power factor of sending end side value 0.7416 lagging. Okay.